Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 48 Now. I'm your digital host, Tatiana White, and I am joined today by Reverend Dr. Michael R. Timberlake Jr. from Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church in Florence. How are you doing today?
Good day. I am doing well. How are you doing, Miss White?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for coming and hosting this wonderful event, and I'm very excited to talk to you about it.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. And so he's here today to talk about the upcoming fourth annual Christ in Cars Rally event. This is an impactful community event that brings together faith, fellowship, and a powerful message against gun violence in the community. This year, the church will also honor the life of 16-year-old Damilah Nixon Johnson, who was a beloved member of the congregation whose tragic death has motivated calls for peace in the community. And so can you just start by telling us a little bit about what Christ in Cars is all about? How did the event first start?
Christ in Cars um, really was originated as a move against gun violence and to bring men together because it's right here at Father's Day weekend. And so it has just grown from surrounding areas, Huntsville, Decatur, Athens, Madison, have all come in and helped make this a great event, especially people in the Shoals area have supported the church. And so we've just been trying to just bring awareness to the gun violence that is happening because there's so many young adults who are being affected by this. And as you just said, Miss Damilah, she was a beloved member of our congregation. And so we're going to honor her. Her family's going to be present this coming Sunday, and we're going to have a candlelight visual for her as well.
Awesome. And that's amazing that you guys put together something like this every year. I think the more you do it, the more it'll impact people in a good way in the communities.
Yes, ma'am. We're trying our best to just bring the light from the church, from just being inside to outside, so we can impact the community, church beyond the walls.
Yes, absolutely. And what makes this year rally different, and why is it important to hold this event?
I think it's important because Jesus, he was always out. He said, "Go ye therefore, teach all nations," and so he was always out among the people, and that's what we're trying to do. Jesus would use different parables to be able to minister to the people. And the car craze around North Alabama,
Yes.
I mean, the car culture,
Yes.
let me say that the car culture is on a rise, is very high. People from all around, they can all come together and bond and admire craftsmanship.
Yes, awesome. And you have an exciting guest this year, Pastor Troy, a rapper from Atlanta, and so he will be a guest speaker at the event, right? And so what led to the decision to bring him in to be a guest speaker for this?
Well, really, Pastor Troy, his dad was actually a pastor. And so I know in Pastor Troy, he has made a huge impact in the music industry. And we had some mutual friends. Mr. Lee Adams from Spokes and Vogues is a sponsor. Damien Wheels and Tires is a sponsor. G's Country Kitchen from Huntsville is a sponsor, who's helped from the ground floor, who's helped build this up these past 3 years. And so just networking with the right people at the right time, and we've all been able to come together and make this event great. And Pastor Troy, he's very passionate about making sure that the next generation is reared in the right direction.
Yes, awesome. And I think he'll be a wonderful impact, and people getting to hear his perspective as well of how gun violence and putting down the guns is beneficial for the communities.
Yes, it's going to be wonderful to see him in another light because he's not just a performer, he's also going to speak. He's going to be he's the guest speaker at this event. So please make sure you let the people know. Get there at 10 o'clock sharp if you want a seat. We're going to have a wonderful time. And I want to thank the local radio stations, We Up. They have really, really been promoting this. And I want to thank 48 News for getting behind us and putting the steam where it needs to be.
Yes, awesome. And what other things can attendees expect this year from the car rally and music, food? What other things are going to be
wow,
there?
I'm glad you asked.
Yes.
There's going to be a fish fry.
Oh,
Fish.
okay.
You know, Jesus fed the multitude with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. There's going to be a fish fry. Everything is free. There's going to be a fish fry. Um, Also, We Rock Entertainment. We Rock Entertainment. Brother Joe Hogan is going to be there on the ground. They're going, there's a craze out riding the boots on the ground.
Yes.
Oh, listen, I dare anybody who think they can put boots on the ground, they better be there.
Yes.
I talked to him. He's going to turn the music up after service, and we're going to have a good time. We're going to have food, fun, and fellowship in the name of the Lord.
Awesome. Yes, and for a good cause too.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
And so you talked a little bit about this, but this event is honoring the memory of Delilah Nixon Johnson. And so can you share a little bit more about who she was and what she meant to the church?
Wow. She was just a beautiful spirit, beautiful soul. And personally, I witnessed her confess Christ. She had a love for God, a love for church, a love for her family. And everyone who came into contact with her, their life was made better. And so that's why I want to take this time and lift up her mother and her father and her family. Just lift them up and love on them as a community and as a church and as pastor.
Yeah, and sharing her legacy and,
Yes.
hoping that this can be one less person that has to go through that. So.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And so her family will be speaking during the rally. And so what message do you hope their words and her story brings to the community?
I believe that their family is going to, the message that they're going to give is going to be love. They are loving people, and I believe that their message has always been and will be love.
Yes, absolutely. Especially in a world full of a lot of just hate and, animosity and stuff. So I think they'll bring a really good message to the community, especially for an event like this about stopping the violence. So.
Yes.
And so the speaking of that, this event's theme is "Put the Guns Down, Stop the Violence," and so that's a very powerful message. How have recent events kind of shaped your church's mission into addressing gun violence in the community?
Well, first of all, we were affected by Miss Delilah, and then also there have been so many others. And as I was speaking to one of the guest speakers, Mr. Maurice Russell, who's owner of G's Country Kitchen, he's going to be there, and he was telling me that his family was just recently affected by gun violence, and so he's going to share his story on Sunday as well.
Awesome, and I think hearing all the testimonies too will also make such a big difference in a lot of people too. So.
Yes, ma'am, you're absolutely right.
Yes. And so, what role do you think faith communities like your church can play in preventing violence and promoting healing?
I believe that that the parochialism has to be broadened. We have to take the narrow-mindedness out and look from a broader scope to try to reach the community, reach the next generation, and just simply do as Christ did and spread love.
Yes, absolutely. And so how can members in the community get involved in this Christ in Cars event, whether, they're car lovers, families, or people just wanting to support the cause? Is there a way people can maybe donate or anything like that?
Yes, they can contact me via email, Pastor Michael Timberlake at gmail.com, or they can contact me via cell phone. 256-962-3362.
Okay.
And we will make sure that we get you in the connected with the right people.
Perfect. And what message would you most want somebody to walk away with after attending this event?
I want the message to be, as people walk away from this event, I want people to walk away feeling empowered, informed, and excited.
Yes, absolutely. And you said the event is free, and so when and where, again, will this event take place so people can know where to go and show up for this?
Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church, Gunwallerfoot Road, Florence, Alabama.
Perfect. And is there anything else you would like to add, anything we maybe didn't touch on that you want to make sure people know about?
I just simply want to just say thank you, 48, for supporting this event every year.
Yes.
And I also want to just thank all of the supporters. And I want us just to continue to pray for this country and our community. And let us put the guns down and let us continue to love one another.
Yes, absolutely. And that's an amazing message. And what you're doing for the community is so amazing. And I thank you for all that you are doing in your church as well for hosting something like this. So thank you.
I thank God for the Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church.
Yes.
They have the heart for God and God's people.
Yes.
And I love the people that have been privileged to pastor for almost 11 years.
Awesome. Yes. And I hope you have many more to continue to do that. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Yes. And so thank you all so much for tuning into 48 Now. The 4th annual Christ in Cars Rally event will be held this upcoming Sunday, June 1st at 10 a.m. at Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church. It's a free, family-friendly event, and most importantly, it's about bringing the community together to stand against violence and lift up one another in love. So you don't want to miss out on this very important event. I hope you all have a great rest of your day.